brought another gentleman that I mentor along with me. His name is Stephen Cutchin. And the reason that I brought him along is because he has a story of, I say, somebody that went through a really tough situation, and his resiliency allowed him to get through it.
My name is Stephen Cutchin. I'm 18 years old from Mountain People High School. And I want to stand here and say to each and every one of y'all wearing the uniform that I salute each and every one of you. Because when I was your age, I looked down upon activities that was going to better me for the future. You know, my intentions and what I wanted to do was hang out with the wrong crowd. And instead of looking to school and education, I was looking to the streets, looking to be with people that wasn't going to benefit me for the future. And I just want to let each and every one of y'all know that I salute you, and I want to try to give yourself a hand clap. In my life, I made a lot of wrong decisions, and I think the worst decision that I could possibly make was the crowd that I was rolling with. Like, they weren't doing anything that was gonna benefit me, benefit my family, or do anything for me. And I'm here to say that it's not, what's most important about life is the image that you bring in yourself, not your outer image. And that's what I was looking at. Like, I wanted to be like, you know, the one that come in school, and like, you know, the ladies want to talk to or whatever, like the one that, you know, like basically like one of the popular kids. And it took two near-death incidents to make me realize like that's not the way life is supposed to be. It's not going to get you anywhere in life. It was one incident in 2007. I had got jumped by a certain group of people that I guess my crew was, you know, we had our little beef. It was crew against crew. And I had got jumped, you know, I was walking with my girlfriend, and they had jumped me. And I'm telling you, it had to have been probably like 30 people. I kid you not, 30 people that was involved in the situation. And I was by myself, I was defenseless. I had nothing else. I had nothing to fight with, you know? So I was getting hit by bricks and brothers, I kid you not. I don't know if, like you can't see it, but I got a scar on my head to show where the blood was leaking, like it was overflowing with blood. And that's probably one of the times, that was the first time where I almost lost my life in a situation. And that, honestly, I looked at that, it didn't teach me anything, because in my mind, after I got out of the hospital, it was just retaliation because of my anger, because of the decisions, how I looked upon life and how I wanted to be. So, you know, I'm not even going front. I retaliated, but I noticed that, you know, it didn't benefit anything from me. So, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. It took the girl that I'm with, I've been with my girlfriend for 3 years, it took her to, like, you know, try to bring me out of that. You know, she lived in Hempstead, I lived in Hempstead, I was raised in Hempstead. She moved to Freeport, and I was forcing my mother, she wanted me to force my mother to get us to move to Freeport, not to live with her, but, you know, just to be in that environment, to get out of Hempstead, to get out of what I was in. And till this day, she still motivates me to be a better man, and I thank her for it. And I'm saying, like, any type of motivation, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I had no motivation back then. I didn't look to anybody, like, people didn't talk to me, people, like, it was just, you know, do what you want to do, like, you know, like, run wild, I don't care, you know. So I decided to do that. But I looked at her as a motivation where I need to get my life together. There was an incident, I'm gonna get straight to it. It was an incident that happened last February. It was a young man that I got into it with, because he was harassing my girlfriend. You know, he wanted negative things from her, and she refused, so he kept harassing her. So I took it upon myself to leave my house, my shelter, to go fight the person at his own shelter. And little did I know, he had a knife on him and he stabbed me in my left kidney. And that night, I'm telling you, that night, I sit here to this day and I think about that night. Like, that was supposed to be the night that I was supposed to die, you know? So I spent a month, it was about a month in the hospital, 2 months out of school, 2 months losing education that I regret. I spent a month in the hospital thinking, where did I go wrong? You know, and I had to think, like, that month, it was like the longest month of my life. I've been through a lot, but that was like the longest month of my life, because, you know, when you start thinking, like, it's a slow process, but at least you're getting something positive out of it, you know? But it depends on you, what positive things that you want out of your thought process. So I thought, where did I go wrong? I thought about the past, I thought about the crew that I was running with, how they brought my mentality to become. I thought about, and the major thing that you have to think about is your future. If you don't think about your future, I don't know where you're gonna, I honestly don't know where you're gonna get in life, because you're not promised another day. And I had to learn that firsthand.